but we got stories to tell.
All right, Bobby, may I interrupt here before we get into any of the text so I don't talk over all the cool stuff again?
Now, there's a lot of episodes with this. There's a lot of lore. There's a lot of things to get into.
No, It's just the marathon curse. That's what I've heard. So you're welcome, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for being such a great streamer and such a great runner here for the first game tonight. Folks, I'm very excited to see that we're going to get into the second game in just a minute. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 that was unlocked with a donation incentive. Very cool. Loving it. Looking forward to seeing more of this awesome game being played. And also just want to let everyone know that the prize entries are closed as soon as Bobby starts the second game. So this is your last chance, and then we're going to be closing it up for the night. So thank you all so much. Great job. Here we go. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Let's get that final push, y'all. If there's like at least $1 to that Tiltify, that goes a really long way. Look at how many people are in here right now enjoying this. If you have been enjoying this this entire weekend, I implore you, chip into our cause. Help us make this a really grand first event. I keep saying us and we. I'm only a speedrunner here. You must thank and be grateful to all of the staff, all the restreamers, and all the other participants that have taken part here at Skip the Stigma. Many more Speedrun Hall of Fame events to come. I am sure might see my face here on the So Often doing, you know, stuff like this for charity. And hey, if you've been inspired by any of these performances, we implore you get in touch with our communities. Like, the retro gaming communities are nothing but the sweetest people, like the most supportive folks. Like projects like Speedrun Hall of Fame are born from passionate people just like you, wanting to connect with people over great hobbies like speedrunning and great game genres like retro gaming. All right. Let's keep the sappiness for the finale, and let's get into Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 Episode 1 Ultimate
Amazing.
Mode.
I'll check and make sure we've got everything ready to go behind the scenes here and wait for the queue to go. Thank you all so much. Great work. And we're really looking forward to the last run of the night. I can't believe it's already here. But also, I know that sometimes you gotta close things out just so we can come back fresh with another amazing event coming soon. So many great things going. Bobby doing my job for me, hyping all of the great stuff here with the stream tonight for the Speedrun Hall of Fame Skip the Stigma 2022 Marathon Day 3, closing out with our final run. All right, let me double check that we're ready to go. And Bobby, do you want this second run timed? Great, we'll get that second run timed. I'll double check if we're ready behind the scenes.
Yeah, we'll time it. It'll be
just hold tight for a quick second. All right, and there we are. We're ready, and timer is ready, so go ahead and take it away and count us down.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, because now we get this really, really great intro scene. Like, we timed this perfectly for our final event. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And everybody, this is Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. This is a familiar face, obviously, but it is a great game. Such polish, such great music. Wow. And with an unfamiliar supporting cast. But if you are a viewer of my stream, then you will know at least one of these great faces to be known as the bestest boy in all of video game dogs. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Curse of the Moon 2 came out, I think, like 2019, I believe. Inti Creates just kind of gets like free reign with all these, different little bit of characters. Nice damage boost right there. I mean, like, Castlevania games always have to have like a sort of like really cool damage boost in stage 1, Where, like, as JC was demonstrating, there's just a whole bunch of ways you can break that game. They chilled a little bit on the glitches for Curse of the Moon too, so you won't be really seeing doors not existing or things like that. But we're gonna be focusing on a lot of really great, pixel perfect platforming, execution, and teamwork, making the dream work as always, with getting to really secret areas or shortcuts throughout the stage. Also want to make sure that we are super close on our weapon points. I mean, we have a lot more weapon points than we should. But generally, it's great to have a way to get to net zero, like 0 weapon points or 0 hearts for the Castlevania fans, just so that the game spends less time ticking on down for your speed run. And when I say that Inti Creates has gotten free reign of, like, look at this boss design. This is the Drago symbiote. It's a dragon and a platypus mixed in one. Don't ask me how. But it's here. The combat, the attacking, feeling a lot more free form. Zangetsu gets incredibly powerful in this game. Having a 3-hit combo to his attacks. His sub-weaponry gets souped on up. Like, it's just so great. So Ultimate Mode is still a really fresh, experience, no matter what Bloodstained game you play. So introducing our first character, Dominique, has become an ally. I mean, like, you just saw her kind of like, paraglide us into this whole first stage right here. But she kind of serves a similar service to Miriam, as in she can jump really high. She has a long-range weapon. Her sub-weapons are a little bit different though, and she gets quite some unique utility, like we'll probably be demonstrating in stage 2. Like, again, like, you won't be seeing like any of the game-breaking stuff, but you'll be seeing like each and every character's qualities being strung together in order to progress pretty smoothly throughout the area. So as you can see right there, she did a little bit of a pogo, as in a little bit of a Eric Lacard, the Castlevania Bloodlines. Like, a lot of, well, I mean, quite a few action platformers have had like those sort of like pogo mechanics. But you know what I mean. Again, like in Curse of the Moon 1, you're mostly going to be seeing Zangetsu. They're the only character that can actually dash and double jump and all of that. And a lot more so since we're not going to be seeing any of the game-breaking stuff. Dominique serves a lot of purpose in the late game, though. We'll pick up a certain sub-weapon, and that sub-weapon, I mean, we kind of alluded to the Eric Lacard-esque abilities, but this certain sub-weapon will just, like, amplify that to 11, and it's just really cool to see. Like in the first category, we'll pick up an all-max weapon point up. Make a lot of use of that, especially with our characters dealing a crap ton of damage. Picked up the whip sub-weapon again for Zangetsu, just for the nature of this. Nature of this boss, rather. We're gonna see if we can't try to solo kill it with Zangetsu. And if you're wondering what this boss is, I can't tell you. Because looks can certainly be deceiving. Alright, cool. No hit. But what is that? Like, we've been deceived. But now comes in possibly one of the coolest characters out of this canon. It's Robert with an actual cannon. Apparently there's been some history between, Robert and Zangetsu. They fought in like the war. Trademark. But now you have a pretty colorful duo ready to take down the baddies in the middle of the night. And Robert has some pretty unique abilities on his own. He can crawl through small crevices, much like Miriam in the previous game could slide through them. He has a wall cling, and he can jump from those walls, providing some extra height, which can be used a little bit. And again, much in this game's nature, where you can instantly swap between these characters, you'll find some ways for some creative movement. I guarantee you. There we go, we're sliding through. But try not to get us hit as much as I have. There we go, through some more shortcuts. And like, sometimes I just want to shut up so y'all can just enjoy the music. Because again, Inti Creates main composer Ippo Yamada just hits all the right spots with this music. Like, my personal rule to speed running is like, you know, yeah, everyone's like, yeah, play what you love. Yeah, play what you love. I agree with that. But also play what's got really good music so you never get tired of hearing it. So that you never get tired of hearing it. Or it might take like a really long time for you to, but you know. Woo! Hello. That was a little scary. That was a pit I could have fallen down. That's fine. But that's all right. We're still dipping and dashing and schmoving, and using our characters to get those small crevices out the way. Eventually, or at some point, actually right now, we're gonna pick up a brand new sub weapon. The Demon Essence revamped for Zangetsu in this game is so cool. Because like I was saying a little bit before we started this whole Bloodstained Power Hour, there's a lot of Ninja Gaiden-esque aspects to this game. And this Demon Essence is no different. No, not Michiru Yamane, it's Ippo Yamada for the Inti Creates, for the Curse of the Moon games. I mean, he made a lot of like the Gunvolt and Mega Man 9 and 10, you know? Whoop. But hey, that was a really nice bzz, as we do this little buzzsaw. That was a Gladiator Dozer and his little apparatus. I have absolutely no idea how this boss enemy was conceived, but yet it's another train boss. It's yet another train boss. And here it comes the bestest boy in all of video game dogs. Who comes forth from that Magitech mech? It's a Corgi. It's a Corgi, and this is why you should play Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, because it has a Corgi as a playable character and a Magitech mech from Final Fantasy VI. It is actually a pretty great asset to this 4-person ensemble, as we will see a little bit later on. Really cool thing that you really gotta appreciate about Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 is just the wide array of locales that it sends you to. You know, you're no longer just like in a castle or on a boat, but you're in these villages. You're in the deepest depths. And the range is really, really beautiful. Ooh, I got high axe.
All right, I'm gonna try it again. Is this a good moment to break in, or are we about to do another?
Absolutely, work your magic.
All right, here we go. So I just want to remind folks here tonight that all donations benefit the charity NAMI, and we are still accepting donations. Every donation counts, every dollar counts. And we're looking forward to the end of the show tonight. We're going to be closing out the stream here with Bobby, aka TheBlacktastic, and then stick around as we give away all of the prizes, and there are so many. After a quick break, I'll be joined by host of the show, JSR, and we're going to be recapping the show and giving away all the prizes. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be a great time. Back to you, Bobby.
Absolutely. Please stick around for the finale, especially celebrating the hard work that all the staff and the runners have pulled off this weekend. I will say time and time again, because I will forever sing the praises of charity gaming, and especially in the speedrunning realm, how charity gaming can do so much good in the world. So again, like from the bottom of my heart, I mean, like thank y'all very much. Like, this is such a great event to be a part of. Such a grand spectacle of runners and categories and all that. Now, even as we're winding down, we still have to get incredibly hyped for the finale. Get incredibly hyped for this next boss coming on up. This is actually, if you've played Ritual of the Night, this is actually the first boss from the Galleon Minerva, but taking on a different form in a different way here in this Inti Creates Classic. Again, we popped that Demon Essence a little bit early, so you get to see that Buzzsaw, that Ninja Gaiden-esque Buzzsaw. There's an actual life bar that's visible, so you can just see the amount of damage that we're stacking onto this, and you're like, huh, that's a pretty quick kill, Bobby, but it's not over yet. Look at this Corgi. Look at this Corgi. That's it. That's the commentary. Look at this Corgi just trashing those spikes, able to break terrain, because the Corgi is just so great. The Corgi in a Magitech mech, so magnanimous, but also a really nice bzz. A really nice bzz. We are halfway through this game, folks, and things are just about to get ramped up, especially for episode 1. Well, I mean, like, yeah, episode 1's kind of like an introductory category with a really nice, kind of passable difficulty. Episode 2 in Legend Hunter mode and so forth just completely turns it on its head. But we're chilling for now. Well, actually, we're actually, things are getting heated up as we're thrown into a volcano. Absolutely, absolutely. So in non-ultimate mode, that would have, we got the little soul eraser, right? And that would have given Zangetsu all of these ultimate powers that we do have now. But since we started in ultimate, I mean, we have those from the get-go. Just a really fun way to experience the games again. Especially with how hard you gotta work to unlock them. Alright, we're gonna walk this guy out. It's a really good thing about manipulating those axe throwers. Like, they will never charge you, so you can always just back them up. Just look at how beautiful this is. Like, again, we got long jumps coming in from, I almost said Miriam, from Dominique is our woman lead. There's a little bit of interesting tech right here. Again, that buzzsaw, that is just so powerful. It just rips and tears until it is done. Any projectile, any enemy besides the big boys. Yeah, as much as the ultimate mode is like a Ninja Gaiden-esque endeavor, there is still the prospect of enjoying this game normally. You can either earn your powers through Zangetsu, or I guess you can make teamwork make the dream work. In ultimate, you can kind of like have your cake and eat it too. Again, this game's out on most contemporary platforms. I implore that you give them a shot. Okay, we're gonna pop that Demon Essence. Again, much like the earlier game, Demon Essence increases all of our damage done by any party member by 1. And as we're completely stacking multiplicatively, especially with those damage stacks, especially with the little buzzsaw from our upgraded Demon Essence, that +1 damage absolutely adds up. So this is the this is the Lava Mandra. Lava Mandra. A lot of RNG to this boss. Don't know when they're going to be popping out. Ooh, but really nice double hit stack here. Now we got heads or tails, eels or escalators. Let's see what we got. And we got heads. Very nice quick kill. If we got tails, if we had escalators, then we would have been in a world of, well, not like incredible trouble, but we would have maybe wasted about like 10 seconds of time. So it's just really nice to get a small W in that aspect. You can see the little corgi. For a limited time only. The corgi is really good because, again, while the corgi is a corgi, he's in a Magitech mech, a really fortified armor piece. So he actually takes less damage overall than any of the other characters. And has a special ability to get super armor. Like, it's just like really cool. I hate the stage. This is stage 6. Let's go to a museum. I hate the stage, but yeah, teamwork make the dream work. We're gonna do a lot of wall climbing, and if you do not try to stop him, he's gonna get you. Do a little bit of wall riding right here, or I guess mimic riding. Precision platforming right here. Whoa, okay. Never mind the precision platforming. I'm actually gonna take it easy. All right. No pitfalls today, hopefully. Knock on that wood. Yeah. But we grab that gauntlet again, increasing our damage capacity even further. And again, pogo, double jump. And instantaneously swapping between these characters. It's really nice. And did you know, I mean, like you probably should have known, that you can actually play couch co-op with this game? That's right, same screen couch co-op. It's a lot of fun. I actually did that as a donation incentive like so long ago, about like a couple months back. That's a good old buddy, speedrunner friend of mine. He's like, I don't know how to play Bloodstained. I'm like, it's okay, just ride on my shoulders. And you can do that. It's so good, y'all. Yeah, we're still sitting at 6.6K. I would love to see some donations come on through for the final bits of Skip the Stigma. Uh-oh. That's fine. She goes bye-bye. So we actually don't even lose a life. We don't lose a life, but we lose a friend. Until the very next stage. It's all right. We got the more important bits. And when I say that, I actually mean that. We got Zangetsu, we got damage output, we got DPS, we still have Robert. That is the #1 thing. Because now we get to pick up this little neat bandana from him. Alright? And this bandana absolutely activates this gunslinger mode. It's kind of like the Demon Essence, where Zangetsu like lashes on out. Robert can do the same thing, but the gunslinger mode will be a little bit of a backup for this boss, but a main strategy for the final boss. Well, we're gonna see if we can get by just purely with Demon Essence. All right, good pattern so far. Get some stacks hits in. All right, very nice, very nice. Let's get to waste all that weapon points with the good old corgi. We only have 2 stages left. 2 stages left. Really good RNG on that Titan Kamun.
Would this be a good moment for me to break in?
Absolutely.
All right. Just want to remind everyone that, like you just heard Bobby say, we've only got 2 stages left. Also important to know that the dog's still okay, all right? Don't worry, everything's fine. We've got it under control. There's our corgi. I was worried, but I see we're doing okay. So 2 stages left to get your donations in. The donation command running through the chat there. All donations go to benefit NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And then at the conclusion of this run, we're going to take a short break, hear a few words from NAMI, and we'll be back to close out the show and importantly give away the prizes. Looking forward to it.
All right, this next room coming on up, the obstacles in this actually run on a global timer. How global, you might ask? Well, not from when you start the stage, but from when you start your entire game file. It just runs on that little, calculative global timer that they like to do. So if you're not really on pace, or if you're not, recognizing your paces, then you might be thrown off by the layout of that room a little bit. But it's all right. Again, we got our really nice Lacard spear for good old Dominique. So this is actually a bit of a new development with this route. Fellow Bloodstained speedrunner Bane, who's actually a Japanese speedrunner, and he and I have traded so much tech over Ritual of the Night, but he actually helped me save a little bit of time with this category. Excuse me, get this out of my way. By showing me this route, which saved a lot, I think like about 7 seconds over my older route. So, and big shout outs to the Bloodstained community being ever the more, supportive and just like, really curious about, how speedrun routes are and how they come to be. Just really a big example of how tight-knit the community is, like around the world even. A lot of these Bloodstained speedrunners and, retro gaming speedrunners like we were talking about have grown to be a lot of my good friends that I've met throughout this community. Especially since we've been, doing really good things like this. Like, it's just really, really special to be in, to be a part of even. All right, you're like, what? Gremory's back? Yeah, I have no explanation for this. Yep, Gremory's back. The moon's back. Gremory's back. I got really nice RNG. So you can actually tell the pattern of how, the locusts are going to be coming and all that stuff by the raising the hands and the different colors of the aura and all that stuff. It's not really that big of a deal when you can brute force yourself through the boss technique with good old Zangetsu. In later categories and in later difficulties, it is not that kind. But this kind of shows you that, like, episode 1, Curse of the Moon 2 is a really good entry point, including ultimate. Ultimate, you're tap dashing and you're charging up and you're just zipping through it. Like, it's a really good way to experience it. But we got one final stage, y'all. One final stage.
As we
get your donations in now, and I just seen a donation creep on in. I was just gonna call.
That's exactly what I came here to say. Fancy, you're doing my job for me. I love it. This is the easiest time I've had all day. All right, we've got a donation from Brash Volksdragon for $25. Brash says, "Have to donate to a good cause." Thank you, Brash. Appreciate it.
Excellent work. In the days past for Skip the Stigma, Brash. Again, really good job to all the performers of this event so far. I mean, this is the last one. And as sad as I am, I still have to smile a little bit because of all the work that we put in. Over 6.6K. This is your last, like, maybe about 3-4 minutes to get in your donations to add to that really, really great total. This is 8. This is stage 8. This is a test of your abilities, and this kind of shows you how spongy of a character Hachi is. Well, not spongy. I guess tanky is a little bit more of a apt word because, he's in a tank. Okay, we're going to be using this Lacard spear to skip a lot of this climb section. It's really good. All while switching to Zangetsu for that stored double jump. A little bit of piece of tech for y'all. And again, I just want to shout out everyone that's made the double dip happen. Like Bloodstained Curse of the Moon has been one of my favorite video game series of all time. Like quickly growing to be a really big favorite of mine. And I always love showing off a little bit of Bloodstained. Especially people who haven't seen it before. All right, climb number 2, a little bit easy. Just just like, you know, move to the left here a little bit, but repeat. All right, and we're a little bit kitted out. Gonna be doing a little bit of magic here. Let's see. There we go. So we activated the Demon Essence, but then I quickly switched to the Magic Charm just so I can use that charm and get that little bit of extra damage off with that Demon Essence. Let's see if it pays off. This is Beelzebub or Abaddon, whatever you want to call him. He a big bad. Ooh, like it's extremely difficult to get that one cycle. I've only ever gotten it like a couple of times. And we want to be really conservative on our weapon point usage for the second phase. So second phase, as soon as it's done, final hit will be time. And this is such a difficult, it's gonna be the tightest of execution, frame perfect. You had to be there. Now watch as I require some extreme focus. Extreme focus. I'm extremely focusing, guys. Oh, the focus is incredibly extreme. Time.
GG's. Congratulations. That was amazing. What a run.
Hey, thank you. And an incredible host shift as well. Definitely powered it out into the night with endless amounts, boundless energy. I appreciated the host.
Well, thank you so much. Folks, that's our last run of the night. Bobby, what do you think? You want to watch some credits with me?
Sure, let's go ahead and do that.
Awesome. And if you have time to stick around, I'd love to talk to you a little bit about your experience in running Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, and Curse of the Moon 2. So first, a little credit appreciation, because I bet there's some hot jams behind this.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of like an epilogue there. I mean, obviously, we went in 4 strong, but we only came out with 3. Dominique had to sacrifice herself so that we all could get out and the dog could be saved. But what happens next? Well, you'll just have to find out with episode 2. Again, there's endless replayability with this game. Single player or co-op. Unravel the story that Inti Creates has had for you. Especially, again, Koji Igarashi, supervisor for all of this, Bloodstained stuff. Was director, producer for a lot of your favorite Castlevania games even. So you'll find a lot of similarities here. If you love stories like that, then you'll have a really, really good time with the Bloodstained universe. I will shill that until I reach the grave, because it's just such an amazing series. To be continued in episode 2, y'all. This has been the finale. Look at how much money we raised so far. Can we get the GGs, not for me, but for y'all? Y'all that have pulled your efforts together for 3 days straight. The runners that have performed effortlessly, admirably, especially in a one-take setting. Like, for people who have just who are just like, getting into watching these events for like the first time ever, like, there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of hectic there's a lot of panic. But once everything is all done, all said and done, once the curtain falls, and once we see that great title over 6.6K raise for Nami, you can't help but to smile at that. You can't help but to know that you've been part of something great. No matter how big or small your part was, you watching at home, we're still a part of something great, something magical, and something that we hope you will come back and support us with in our future events. I keep saying "our" like I'm working for Speedrun Hall of Fame. You know what I'm talking about, though. Support, when I say us, support the community. If you love these retro speedruns, follow these retro speedrunners. Follow a lot of these other speedrunners. I mean, not just of retro games. You've seen like the newer games. Ahmad was running like Mega Man 11. You know, like go follow him. Go follow Skateman. Go follow Ice Blue. Go follow JSR. Go follow JC. Go follow these great hosts that have been presiding over these great runs, reading out these donations. Shout outs to the water reminderers, reminding you to drink your water. Everybody involved, embrace and get to know your fellow members of the community. And again, we would love to have you here again next time we do things.
Absolutely. Bobby, thank you so much. That was incredible. I don't think I could have said it better myself. In fact, I am 100% sure you did say it better. Folks, if you're not already following Bobby, aka TheBlacktastic, take a look right there. We dropped where to find him on Twitch down there in the chat. Click that link, drop him a follow for more speed runs, for more Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, and obviously for some fun and cozy vibes. Just a great member of the community and a fantastic guy. Bobby, thank you so much. I also want to tell you that we got another donation just a few moments ago from Endy. Much love. That's what it says. And that, I think, is what we feel right now coming through this whole event. So much love for speedrunning. So much love for the community here, both retro and modern games. So much love for Nami, and so much love from the chat and the community supporting with all the donations, the views, watching, hanging out, getting to know each other here in the Speedrun Hall of Fame. This is the first of many events that are going to be going on, and I just want to say thank you. This has been an absolutely incredible evening. I just got a note from behind the scenes that we're getting close to being ready to go with the prizes. So Bobby, I want to ask you, do you have any final thoughts, any final words that you want to share here with the chat as you sign off for the night?
No, I not anything that I hadn't already said. Go support not only your fellow members of the retro speedrunning community, but again, like startups like this. Like if you want things like this to be put in the hands of the community, then you must trust them. Trust these people, especially when they're working to preserve the history of speedrunning feats, of speedrunning events. And there's nowhere to go but up from here. And you know where to find me. I'm TheBlacktastic everywhere. You can always just call me Bobby, and I'll be there watching alongside y'all with the finale. So thank y'all. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Well, rather, in a little bit.
Thank you so much, Bobby. You've been an amazing runner, and it's really nice for me to get to know you. My name's Redox. I'm going to be joined here in just a minute by JSR. But before we do that, we have a quick video from Nami, and then we're going to go ahead and do our thank yous and give away those prizes. Much love to Bobby. Lots of love in the chat.